Community Police Academy is something that we run annually. It starts in January. It usually runs for about 12 weeks, but this year we made it 13 weeks because we just wanted to keep adding some more classes because there's so much to learn from the police department. We always have between 13 and 25 students that show up and take it. It's always well received. They always are, the students are always sad to see it ending, as am I and Ron Hardy, because we really enjoy getting to know the neighbors and the people that take the class, and it's an exciting thing to do.
I actually did the police academy last year, and I loved it. I thought I knew a lot about our police department, and it was great to actually get to know more, to go in depth on certain topics, and to get to know more of our officers and civilian staff.
This is one of our keystone community outreach program. It brings together the police department and our community for an understanding of what we do as police officers and what the community expects from us. I think that everyone goes through this academy has a better understanding of the value of our police department. We've had some people that have been very skeptical of the police department when they come into this class, and they leave having a better understanding of what we do to protect our community, what we do to interact with our community. I'm very proud of our staff that put this event on. I'm very proud of all of the community members that came out and participated in this 12-week program.
I wanted to take the class because I've worked for the city for 19 years and I never had a great understanding about what the police department does, and now I feel like I have a really good sense. The only thing that's left to do is do a ride-along. They're all really serious about what they do, and everybody seems to care a lot, all the officers, and how highly trained they are. It's really impressive how much time and effort goes into their training.
I taught the last segment, which was on community-oriented policing. So basically, many of the programs that we have, I came in and explained them to them one by one and broke them all down as to how we participate in these programs. And they had questions, had a lot of questions. They were very engaged.
We get to know our police department more closer, and I learned a lot. I didn't know riding a bike, you have to follow rules. I learned, and how our police department work hard 24 hours to keep us safe. That's why I love Takoma Park.
I started participating, I guess, 2 or 3 classes ago. I'm the bike coordinator for the agency, so Ms. PLEVY wanted me to do a class on bike laws and bike tips and stuff like that, which I think is very important. We lose a lot of bicyclists on the roadways in the Washington, D.C. area, so it's very important that we educate not only bicyclists but also the motorists and pedestrians to share the road with our bicyclists.
My block of instruction had to do on our K-9 unit at Takoma Park Police, and it basically had everything to do with types of calls we get called out for and how the training of the K-9s work, and also what life is like working as a K-9 officer, bringing the dog home and everything.
One thing that I learned is that the police officers here in the Takoma Park area, they go through a lot of stuff that we don't know as a community. And I think one of the things that I really learned is that they are really caring for our community. The really thing that really impacted me here was how they train really hard and make sure that they are serving the community as a whole team.
You learn a lot about what the police have to deal with and how they have to handle things very quickly, spur of the moment issues. I volunteered to be tased and got a sense of that. And we also did a lot of other aspects of policing that were just fascinating. Everything from the K-9 unit to firing pistols and rifles. In the academy, they give you a great perspective on everything that goes on in the Takoma Park Police Department, and it really gives you an appreciation for how diverse situations they have to handle.
Just getting all the instructors lined up and matching their schedules and making sure that I get everybody on the time that's available to them to do it, because we have officers that work days and nights, and but everybody's always willing to just come in and do it because they know how it goes too, and the students are always thankful to learn all the information they have to share. So it's really not hard. I think the hardest part really, and it sounds sappy, is to say goodbye at the end of the academy when it's over, because I really enjoy getting to know all the people. Tonight is our graduation dinner. We are giving out certificates. We made a DVD for all the students to take with them to remember their 12, 13 weeks here in the academy. I took a lot of still photos, a lot of video, and then I just made a movie of all that, the entire 13 weeks. I think it runs almost an hour long, but it's really important for them to see the progress they made through the class and the friendships they made during the class. They've met people they wouldn't have otherwise known that they may live next to. I've heard that in the past.
Sometimes most of us are not enough educated of what they're going through. And this is one of the programs that I would recommend for anyone that is interested to learn about the laws and some of the laws that we think that we know and then we're wrong. And they would need to be more educated on it.
It helps the community understand the police better, and I think it also gives a chance for the police to meet community members and for us to ask lots of questions about why do you do this? You know, I mean, when we were talking about firing the guns, people were like, well, why do police shoot, you know, at the center mass of the body? Why not shoot somebody in the legs or someplace else? And they kind of, you know, said, that's pretty difficult to do. I mean, you're really not trying to kill anybody, but you're trying to stop something, a possible murder or something really life-threatening. So you get a much better appreciation for the split decisions that they have to make.
Definitely got to learn more about policing, really, in general, about what they do. Tonight we got dinner, we got an award, and some CDs, and the CD to take home.
We don't always get a positive press, I guess. So it's very important for folks to kind of get that first-hand knowledge of the things we do, interact with us, realize that we're people. We're just trying to, you know, take care of the community, take care of our families. So I think once they realize that we're not, you know, the pariah in the community, they were actually to help. I think it builds a lot of bridges, which is very good for the community.
I would recommend this academy to anyone. This is the best thing personally that I've done out of my 51 years here in Takoma Park. So I would recommend it to anyone. Kathy and Ron and the department as a whole just did a wonderful job putting this together. It's been going, to my understanding, for the last 6 years. So after going through it myself, I look for it to you know, continue hopefully many more years ahead.
It creates a bond between the police department and the residents. I used to be like, if a police come and then pull me over, I used to be like, now I know them, what they do day to day, what they go through day to day. I went to ride alone in a police car, and I see what's their daily task is. So it was good.
This is such a chance for the police to get to know residents, and residents to get to know the police, and have an understanding about why they do the things they do. Because a lot of times we don't understand, why are you stopping me? Why am I getting a ticket? And they have good reasons and good training to know what to do and when to do things. And I think it's helpful for everyone to understand.
I think it's very important that they get an inside look at how different units inside the police department are run, and just how we come up to bringing these units into a department, why they're important, such as a canine unit. A lot of people have certain preconceptions about what exactly we do, but I think when they come to these classes, they learn a lot more, that it's not just A, B, or C that we do. It's having a successful canine program entails a lot of different community outreach. Short of just going on calls, you know, I bring the dog out to schools for demonstrations and things of that nature, and so they get a first-hand look at from beginning to end on a canine unit inside a police department.
They take this information out to the community that they learned about us, and they can dispel some rumors and some questions that people have, and hopefully they'll recruit some other people to come back and learn more about what we do. So it's appreciated that they do this, and they take the time out of their schedule to come learn what we do.
When you build understanding with the community, and the community is going to reach out to you more and provide you information, which could be critical to solving some sort of crime, finding someone that's missing, you know, anything that can make the community better and safer.
Programs like this are very important in our community because to truly have community policing and a vibrant police force in our city, we need to make sure we have true partnerships with the residents who live here. And having our Residents Police Academy is a way that we can do that. It's a great program. It takes a lot of dedication on the part of the residents who come here every week to learn more about our police department, and we very much appreciate it.